art ink, I think it made its debut back in like 2016, 2017. Perhaps it was here earlier, but it didn't pick up in popularity until then. And when it first came out, I think everyone was just kind of splashing ink everywhere on the nail. And I think a lot of people like this because it created some sort of water marbling effect, right? Which I think it's very popular. It's easy to like. It's easy to create beautiful art and abstract art. And so it kind of took off there. However, like the looks were repetitive, were kind of overwhelming. And again, they kind of just look the same. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Paola of PaolaPonceNails.com, and I help current and aspiring nail techs become thriving entrepreneurs by mastering all of their gel nail services using soft gel only. If this sounds like a niche you like to consider exploring, then at the end of this video, do consider subscribing, right? So long gone are the days of just taking ink and splashing it, right? Because when we just splash ink, right, we're just creating like an overwhelming design, and it just kind of goes nowhere if you would just, you know, keep doing this. It just like boom, it just gets overwhelmed really fast. And what's cool, as I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, this is cool, is that it does start kind of creating patterns, right? It starts like running into each other. So this is really nice if you are using just a couple colors, if you're just using a couple splashes, right? But what if you want to make something more intricate, right? And again, you just kind of don't want to be like, oh, okay, so you want, or I want to play with art ink, so let me just stack it all together and just, yeah, that looks great. I mean, you know, to each his own. This could look great for something. Maybe a design is inspired by these colors, the texture, the pattern, and all of that. But you can actually be a little bit more strategic with your ink, and actually it can last you a very long time. I truly believe that your ink products can outlive you. Like, that's how little you need to use nowadays to create a look that you want. So let's take a look at something that you can create. So here I'm going to be using Daily Charme watercolor ink. And the way these work is that they come in different colors. They have about, actually they have 11 colors, and the 12th item that they include with the whole set is the watercolor art ink, which consists of alcohol, acetone, and water. What is the new way to use the art ink? Because frankly, to me, this is the old way, and if you're still doing this, you're kind of going to get maybe bored of your ink, right? There's only so many things you can do by just stacking ink on top of ink. And actually, one of the things that I noticed when I use my ink, if you use too much ink, it actually will not cure by the time you go and apply either a base coat or a top coat on top of this, so it will smear. You do have to really blow some air on it so that that alcohol evaporates and only remains like as a pigment. So that is why we are calling this the new way to do your marbling. You can do it with any ink. I also own the cocoas inks, as you may have seen, and I will show you how this can work for you also, okay? First things first, I want to grab a palette, and this does have acetone, so I want to use a palette that's metallic. If I use plastic, it may seep into the plastic, because again, it has acetone and it's going to melt that coating on the palette and sink in. I'm going to use red and I'm going to use black, and I'm just going to create like a poppy flower assimilation. First things first, I'm going to start with red, and to create a poppy, it just depends. Are you going to create one that's open, or are you getting the side profile? So I got my red. And again, I'm working on a poppy that's more open. And then the other poppy that I'm going to work on is going to be like the side profile. Okay, you just need a little bit. Again, we're learning the new way to blend with ink so that it's not like super overwhelming. Okay, I'm going to get rid of most of the liquid. This is important. And you can pick some color up, and there you go. Again, we're trying to create a poppy kind of look, and so the new way is to really control the amount of liquid and even pigment that you use, okay? Long gone are the days of really just piling on the ink, okay? I like this look here, so I'm gonna stop right there. Maybe I'll grab a little bit of red there for our poppy, and again, a little bit more ink. And this poppy is more of a side view, like so. And like that. Okay, get rid of the liquid. This is the best way to actually create designs using your inks that look like something, you know, but still have a little bit of that watercolor abstract look that these kind of inks provide. Okay, so there you go. I have a little bit of a floral going on. To clean my brush, I can actually put it in the alcohol and then just cleanse it on my palette there before sticking it in there, just so this doesn't get super murky, okay? All right. Now what I could do also is, if I want to perfect this, I can take a pointed brush and just give it more definition. So again, the new way is all about control. Okay, these inks will be so nice to you if you just kind of let them, okay? All right, this is all I want to create for now. What I'm going to do now is grab my dotting tool, and I'm also going to grab a liner brush. Okay, long liner, dotting tool, and I want to grab black gel. Okay, while I was grabbing my tools, actually this was all evaporating, which is great because I'll be able to cure it very nicely. So I have my brush ready to go. Just gonna dip it in my black and work it a little bit so that it's nice and solid. And I want to really start creating the impression of a poppy, kind of find a petal that I can work on. And I don't want to be super pronounced about it. I'm letting the watercolor actually be the pronounced outline of this poppy. Next up, I want to do this one here. And actually that's all I'm going to do on that one. I don't want to overwhelm it. I don't want to take away from the watercolor. So I'm going to grab a little bit more black. I'm just going to create a stem. Like so. Fit into a little bit of that black and create the finishing touches on the poppy. Tiny bits here. Okay, if you think this looks pretty now, wait till we actually give this a top coat and it will be so gorgeous. Try not to obsess. It's easy to go into obsession mode here. Go ahead and cure this. Okay, and here we are. All we would do is apply a thin to medium viscosity top gel. And that would be it. That's how you would create a watercolor design with the new way of using alcohol inks. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.